Hi, welcome back to part 2 of the backpacking series. If you haven't watched the part 1 yet, I would highly recommend go back and watch the part 1. Click on the I button here and you will be redirected to the part 1 of this video. If you are new here, I'm Tanmay, a full-time data analyst and a part-time YouTuber living abroad. Okay, there's one most important thing which I'm gonna show you, which you have to pack, and it is not a mug. I mean, it's preferences after all. You can get a mug or you can get a jet because you don't get this in Ireland. You may, but it's like a measuring cup. So you get my point, right? तो मेजर करके पानी थोड़ी डालना है. Other than that, in toiletries section, you need your body care, skin care, whatever you personally use, like moisturizer, serum, face wash, body wash, shampoo, conditioner, hair oil, everything. I would recommend get 1 or 2 months sufficient stuff because earbuds. So the reason I'm recommending only 1 to 2 months because you get everything here. If you think you're skeptical, like if the brand which you are using is available in Ireland or not, then you can check this website boots.ie where you can get all the moisturizers, all the creams and everything. Just go on the website, type your brand's name and see if the products which you will be using or which you are using are there or not. You get CeraVe mostly. So if you are someone like I personally follow a skincare routine, so I get the cleanser, moisturizer, sunscreen, everything from here. But initially when you're coming, you don't want to spend everything immediately, so I would recommend like 1 to 2 months is fine. Toothbrush, toothpaste, creams, moisturizer, perfume, everything you get it here, no issues. But just get 1 to 2 months. And in terms of perfumes and all the creams, I would recommend if you're getting a big bottle of moisturizer, put that in the check-in bag. Make sure it's packed properly because you don't want any leakages because that will damage other things in your bag like your clothes or anything. For perfumes and small creams and shampoo, you can put it in the check-in bag because maybe you are bringing a big bottle. It's 500 or 750 ml, I don't know, whatever your preference is. But put that in the check-in bag as well because wrap it properly. But if you're carrying something in the cabin bag, the limit is 1 liter usually. So collectively all your perfume, all your creams and everything should make around 1 liter. Usually that's the ballpark. And none of your single item, for example, if I have this cream, none of your single item should cross 100 ml. I'm not sure what are the rules and regulation. It depends on every airport. In Dublin airport, generally when I travel out to Europe or UK, this is the restriction. You can check it with the airlines or anything. It's written on the website, but usually this is the rule. For guys, I would recommend trimmer. You can get it from India. Put it in the check-in bag. That should be fine. And in terms of shaving cream, you can get that here as well. It is cheap, but you can get a Gillette blade with the blades as well, and that should go. Anything which you are buying for toiletries like soap, body wash, shampoo, soap or body wash, shampoo, moisturizer, anything, just make sure it's just 1 to 2, it lasts 1 to 2 months because anyways when you're here you will get it from here. It's that immediately you don't have to go to the grocery store. Hence I'm recommending 1 month is ideal, but usually you get in big quantities, so 1 to 2 months should be fine. For nail cutter, you can put that in the check-in bag, don't put it in the cabin bag. And clipper or anything like that, put it in the check-in bag. You don't want any risk of canceling and everything, so just make sure. In terms of electronics, you don't have to get a new one because if you buy it here it's the same price. So whatever you have currently right now you own, like the headsets, the phone, laptop, everything, just get that and it's fine. In terms of power bank, I would recommend 10,000 is decent enough. I have the 10,000 one, but if you want you can go for the 20,000, but one power bank is sufficient. And the main very essential thing is the adapter. Get yourself an adapter. Don't go for the cheap ones because I made a mistake. I got the cheap one. Luckily for I got two. One of it is working all right, no issues, but the second one I have to like fix it. So it's probability is 50-50. It's best get from a reputed store. I would recommend Chroma, and the link is in the description, so don't worry, everything is in the description. And if you can delay getting an electronics like your tablet or laptop or anything which you want to purchase, get it from here. It's same price, and even you will be coming in September. During September there is like a sale going on for students, so you have the student discount. You can use Unida's website. You can log in, put your university acceptance letter, and you will be signed up for the student discount. So, and if you buy from that website, you'll get 10 to 20% discount, depending on what product you're buying. But yeah, that is what I would say, because that will reduce your weight. All your other than that, one more thing which you can get is the iron, because you don't want to buy an iron from here. You can, but if you are someone who wants every cloth or t-shirts ironed, then you can think of getting an iron, and anyways you will be having an adapter, so no issues with it being in Indian, so that's fine. In terms of extension board, I got a question like, should we get an extension board? I would say no, because it's better to get it here. The reason I'm saying because don't get it from India is because when you will be here, you will be buying things from Ireland, right? So anyways, your switch would be European. So if you get an extension here, it's better, because then you can buy the device and then put it there. But if you want, you can get the extension from India as well. Like there's one brand called GM, you can use that. I got that one for like 600 rupees or something, and it's really good. But overall, that's the recommendation in terms of extension. Camera and all the battery equipments can go in the cabin bag. Don't put it in the check-in bag. In the check-in bag, you can put your trimmers and everything, which I have talked about. Rest, keep it with you, because of the safety, and you don't want any damages, and obviously it's battery operated, so it's recommended to keep it in the cabin bag. Let's move to the next section. Well, by the way, sorry to interrupt your flow. If you have any questions, drop a comment below and I'll be happy to answer. If not, you can DM me on Instagram. The link is in the description, and I'll personally get back to you within 24 hours. In terms of documents, you will only need basic documents like your acceptance letter, your passport, your insurance. For insurance, Study and Protect is a good one, or you can go for the Bajaj one. But I took the Study and Protect. It's the cheapest one. I think you would have done it because your visa process and everything. So whatever you took for the visa appointment, get those documents. That's it, and keep it handy. Keep it in your cabin bag and keep it handy. I would recommend, like, if you can have a holder like this, it's best, because it will keep your files intact, and as well as it will protect it from rain, because it rains a lot here. So yeah, if you can put everything organized, and that's it for the documents. You don't need anything else. For miscellaneous and stationaries, I wouldn't recommend you getting a stationery from India, because you usually get everything. There are career fairs, so you get free notebooks, free pens, and free goodies. So you can literally skip that. You get pencil, eraser, everything, whatever you need. You get a diary as well. If you wish to carry something, what you can do is carry a notebook and a pen. That's all, nothing else. You can carry a ruler if you want, or if you are into arts and everything, you get very cheap art. You get very cheap paintbrushes. So I wouldn't recommend bringing it from India. In terms of miscellaneous, you can get the sellotape. I think that's the only thing which I would recommend, and glue. A small. I think. Wait a second. Okay, I think I ran out of glue. But anyways, the small Fevistick, you can get that. Other than that, I wouldn't recommend bringing any stationaries with you. Okay, most important is medicines. If you are someone like me who is into sports, then I would highly recommend getting a band-aid, uh, like this one, as well as a crepe band-aid, because obviously if you are a sports person, you might get injured, or just spray in your muscle. Or so I usually got move cream as well as the spray and the crepe bandage, so that I can just put it on. And in terms of medicines, I got this small pack which has, like, I had this prescribed medicines as well. So I usually got cold medicine for cold, flu, fever, indigestion, and also headache, because I sometimes had headache if I don't eat on time, or if I don't, if the schedule is not on time, then sometimes I get headache during travels. If you need any other medications, get the prescription and get those medicines. Make sure first thing, the expiry is more than a year, or because you will be staying here for long, like, right? So you want them to last. And second, I think prescription, which is very important, and put this in your check-in bag. You don't have to carry it in the cabin bag. If you're carrying, it's fine, but it's better that it's checked in and just gone. Other than that, one thing is, if you're wondering about cold and flu, there's this sachet called Lemsip, which everyone uses if they have cold or flu. I used it personally, and I got healed in I think within one sachet. So because I ran out of medicines, and I think this is cool for cold and flu. Other than that, I got a steamer. If you get cold, then the curve and everything doesn't go quickly, right? You get the block, and I get very irritated with that. Hence I got the steamer. So I just steam the water, put the blanket, and then you can just take a steam. So that's really cool. If you That's a like desi remedy for flu and cold. If you want, you can get that. If you have any medical condition, if you require some certain medicines, like I know a friend who has asthma, so he has that spray, I think. So he uses that. He brought that. That's all for the medicines. Let's move further to the next part, which is how much cash to carry, which forex card to choose. Let me break it down in this way. If you're coming to a city like Galway or Limerick, there you would be needing 1500 euros. First, you'll need to pay your deposit, you'll need to pay your rent, and the rent is somewhere around 500 to 600, and the deposit would be 1 month's rent. So let's say initially you'll have to have 1200 or 1500 for a buffer in hand to pay to the landlord, so that you can cover your rent for the first month you're here. Then you will need groceries, which is because you wouldn't have your bank account opened yet. So what you can do is carry around 2000 euros in your forex card. I would suggest a card which you can reload. ICICI, HDFC, SBI, these are the three banks which have good forex card. I am not sure. I was using Neo Global initially when I came here, and during that time it was going well. But after coming here, RBI banned their activities, so that I can't use the card outside India. But anyhow, I had the accounts and everything. I really got very lucky during that period, because it was just when I stopped using the card, it got banned by RBI. So I was like, okay, I was very lucky in that sense. So you can check for HDFC, ICICI, or SBI. Make sure you can load in euros, because few forex card you can only load in pounds and US dollars, I think. So go for multi-currency card. And also in terms of forex card, what I read in the article was, so there are two things. First, you need to pay a charge. So whenever you tap your card, you need to pay 3% fee or something like that. Then the exchange rate is different as well. So what you can do is, in order to avoid this, what you can do is, you can go to the ATM and withdraw the cash. Let's say you are here, you can go to the ATM, it's in Air Square, or if you're in Dublin or anywhere, you can just go to the nearest any bank's ATM, withdraw the cash. Because if you withdraw the cash, you are only charged $3 to $4 or 3 to 5 euros, which is much cheaper, right? So it's much better that, like, instead of paying 2% on every single transaction, you can just go and take out the whole cash, and you have to only pay 3 euros for that. It's much cheaper in that sense. So do that. And if you're carrying cash, I would say 200 300 euros would be sufficient, because you won't be needing it anyways. Because if you have the forex card, you can just tap and pay, or as I said, you can just go withdraw the money and use it. Because most landlords usually prefer cash payments. Some prefer bank transfer, it's fine. But you can say, okay, this is the first month, so I can give you, I don't have the bank account yet, so I can give you the cash, which is perfectly fine. Don't pay at first without meeting the landlord. But if you have friends and anyone in the country, and you have that sorted, then that's great. You don't have that expenses. So you can just bring 300 euros for a month for the groceries and miscellaneous, like electricity or Wi-Fi bills, whatever it is, and your card bills. That's it. So just to conclude this point, get a forex card, load up to 2000 euros, 1500 to 2000 euros. And while carrying cash in euros, you can carry 200. It's completely optional, because anyways you're carrying a card. But I would say carry 100 to 200 euros, just for to be on the safer side. If you need to buy something from the airport, let's say in Dublin, or you need to get a taxi or something, it's handy. Okay, that's it. In terms of packing information, what you have to pack, what is essential, what you can skip on, and how to manage all your weight in 40 kgs. Best of luck with your travels, and have a safe journey. If we get a chance, we'll definitely meet. And if you're wondering what to do when you're here, what to do first, like GNIB, IRP, or pass, what else to do, because you usually get 3 months visa, how to do about it, then check out this video here, and see you in there.